I did the intro last time, didn't I?
I don't think you did. I think it's your turn, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to The Standard Drink, hosted by yours truly, Brendan.
And Bo, obviously.
Yep. And another week of bullshit and crazy.
Exactly. Oh,
Cheers.
trust me, yeah, well, mainly us for Victorians, it's been a crazy, not a week, but 2 weeks.
No, fucking month, mate.
Exactly, yeah, we've gone back into lockdown and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah,
so that's why...
it's finally fucking easing.
Yeah, so that's why we didn't record last week and had an episode out, because we were just overblown with work.
Says you.
Shut up, alright? It doesn't, but there's still the fact that, we're still working anyway.
4 days a week.
Yeah,
yes.
so was I, 3, 4... Yeah,
3-4 days a week for you. I was doing the full 60 hours.
Yeah, still. Yeah. All right, so, okay, you've had your laugh and all that kind of stuff, so...
Yeah, I had to give you a little bit of shit.
Exactly. All right, so we're going to just jump straight into the first topic. It's something that I've wanted to bring up for, the last couple of days, and thank God, I'm actually...
Is it what I think it is?
What do you reckon it is?
The trolling thing.
What do you mean trolling thing?
The new things they're trying to bring in about prosecuting people that troll people.
No, not even that. No, trust me.
That's got to be one, though.
It actually wasn't. That was actually you that brought it up. No, I brought it up.
You brought it up a few days ago.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, but no, but you remember what we first talked about with FriendlyJordies?
How he was getting in shit because they were trying to take it out as slander instead of
basically, yeah. So the Deputy Premier of New South Wales is suing, FriendlyJordies and all that kind of stuff. And a couple of days ago, he released a video that basically has now pushed it over the edge.
Oh, okay.
And it's not because of what
Geordie or the minister.
So this is what the minister's done.
Okay.
So he's escalated this. So a couple of days before, nearly 2 weeks back or something like that, one of FriendlyJordies' producer, known as Christo, who is also who does a lot of research in it for him. He was attending his university class, and on one of the days he was leaving, he happened to see John Barilaro as the New South Wales Deputy Premier in in that general vicinity, because there was an error on the paperwork that was sent to him, or that was handed to FriendlyJordies about the lawsuit.
Yep.
So, Christo pulls out his phone and starts recording straight away, because recording everything sort of saves your life in a way.
Yeah.
Because then no one else can misconstrue what has been said or done.
No one can call out conjecture when there's video evidence.
Exactly. So he starts recording straight away and then walks up to him and goes, "Oh, John, I have some paperwork for you. It's the lawsuit, John, wait, why are you suing my boss, who is FriendlyJordies?"
Yeah.
Right? John then proceeds to just jump in the car straight away, and his driver drives off.
Yep.
Later that day or the next day, 3 to 4 plainclothes counter-terrorism squad comes into where Christo lives and violently arrests him.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And now Christo, the producer, is now been charged with 2 counts of stalking. The first count was the one that I just explained to you, and the second count is from a previous video that was recorded a month or 2 back, where FriendlyJordies and Christo and a few other people basically gate crashed a party where John Barilaro was in, but this was an open party for young liberals at a university.
So here we go. Charging him for stalking when they came to an open party the first time.
Yeah.
And then on college grounds again.
It wasn't on college grounds.
In public area.
Yeah.
Anti-fucking terrorism group?
That's now you see where I'm absolutely pissed off. So the counter-terrorism, it gets even worse than that. So the video starts recording where his mother or one of the family members is recording him. And they're like, okay, you're under arrest and all that. And Christo was like, look, I'm going to record this. I'm going to record this. And the officer turns around and says to him, no, you can't record. And one of the female occupants of the house is like, I'm going to record. And he turned around and says, no, that's fine. You can do that. So at that point, Christo's turned around and gone, all right, look, okay, well then mum or someone take my phone. He's turned around. At that point, a struggle ensued where they basically barged down, or they forced Christo to the ground and arrested him, and barged into the house after the parents to get the phone because it's apparently evidence. And apparently, and also there was talk about like they almost killed the dog, their house dog, because of obviously what police do with animals when that situation. But what my problem is it's the fact that it's a counter-terrorism squad that's specifically designed and enforced to look for lone wolf attacks and obviously terrorists. And they use that squad, those resources, to go and arrest basically a political journalist. A journalist.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm processing this bullshit. George Barras. How fucking stupid can you be?
In his opinion. You're gonna, in this
Thank you.
Yeah, in this situation, because in my opinion, you are you are a fuckhead, in my opinion. And you could still sue me, but, I don't think you're ever going to fucking, ever look. But I'm going to make sure
in my opinion, this man is a low-life piece of shit that just wants to destroy anyone that has a negative word against him, and bringing in counter-terrorism agents for something that, at most, should be dealt with by local law enforcement.
That's now you see where for the last few days I've been pissed off.
Plus, on the top of that, arresting a fucking journalist investigating and telling the truth. Oh, look, we're investigating you. Fucking arrest him. Last I saw, this wasn't a fucking communist nation, you dopey bastard.
Or a dictatorship of any kind. And that's where a lot of the issues coming into. The fact that,
in my opinion, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. So it's bringing into the issue of, the fact that he's using this, private security force or private police force to literally go out and arrest dissenters.
Now, here's the thing. It's not a private... It's a national security police force, and
you're
doing it...
It's a state one. It's the state one.
It's a state one.
Yeah.
Still, okay, you're using a state specialized force to counter anti-terrorism to arrest a fucking journalist.
Mm-hmm. Well, it gets even weirder than...
I say investigate him for fucking corruption.
Well, he perjured the police statement as well. Because he's constantly perjured himself, and in this statement, which they actually...
How is he still in fucking office?
Because he's a liberal. That's why. Because
don't mean shit. The law's law.
Yeah, but that's the problem with it. The deputy, or not the deputy, but the premier has been referred to ICAP, which is basically an independent institution which investigates in corruption in politics. She was referred to it 9 times in the last few months.
And nothing's come of this?
No, nothing's come from it.
So, in other words, ICAP has corruption in its own ranks.
Maybe. I'm not going to go that...
No, if they've got 9... They've been referred to this... they've said... I had someone say, you should investigate this person 9 times, and they refused.
Well, they've done, those royal commissions sort of thing. So they've done commissions where they've actually brought in, everyone and actually, had them on record state the facts, basically. And she's basically, I don't want to go too much into Gladys Berejiklian, which is the premier. I don't give a fuck about her. She's, I'm focusing more on John Barilaro because he perjured himself already in the bloody statement to the police, where he basically says that Christo followed him for 200 meters, then approached him and said, "Hey, why are you suing my boss?" And as he was driving away, saying that you are corrupt. And in the video, it literally starts, right then and there.
Yeah.
And it goes up and he goes, "Hey, John, this is the papers and all that. Hey, why are you suing my boss?" And then boom, drives off, and then nothing comes from it afterwards. Nothing was said, nothing was done. And so apparently there was this whole stalking charge. And then it gets even worse because now the bail conditions are, he's not allowed to obviously, be within, 200 meters of, of where his residence and, workplace is and all that. So a lot of standard stuff. But apparently, he's not even allowed to make comments on the protected person or have anything to do with materials relating to the protected person. Now, yeah.
Funny, isn't that just silencing a journalist?
Yeah. Which is, and then because the lawyer that they have, which is someone representing him from like Xenophon Davis, like, you know, give them a follow on Twitter because, you know, you'll be able to keep up to date, or follow Jordies and that. So he's turned, or a lawyer's turned around and said, these are some of the weirdest bail conditions because I've never seen these before. Mainly the last two that I said to you, which was, you know, can't comment on the protected person.
And can't be involved in any information.
Well, can't be involved in any productions of the protected person.
Yeah.
Mind you, he's a producer and a researcher for FriendlyJordies. So he's out of a job, basically.
Yeah.
He can't do anything.
They basically just they're trying to silence a journalist that they felt threatened by.
Well, he felt threatened. So that's why, that's what I mean. So now we have this defamation lawsuit where, you know, obviously it's, you know, he's been defamed basically. And obviously defamation is you have to prove that, you know, the opinion of the person has been lowered in society. Well, before I even knew, like this now, I'm directing this to, you know, John Barilaro's basically, is that I had no idea who you were until FriendlyJordies started talking about. So you were already at 0, and now you've just gone below 0. So you weren't up here, you were here where 0 was, now you're down. Like, you are the worst, in my opinion.
Anyone that chooses to silence journalists, I'm right there with you.
Exactly. So
journalists are... Well, let's face it, a lot of journalists these days are corrupt.
Sydney Morning Herald, the Daily Telegraph, those ones, like the big, anyone to do with 9 Fairfax or like the Murdoch media, like News Corp and that. Independent
journalists are the only people, general public, anyone can actually rely on these days for accurate and non-biased information.
Yeah. So that's why, like, you know, at the end of, like, you know, when I upload this video, I'm actually going to put a link to both the actual recent video of the arrest where FriendlyJordies talks a little bit more about it in depth, better than what I could. And I'm also going to post the link to the basically like a fundraiser basically that he's having. Oh, it's not a fund. It's like a
GoFundMe sort of.
It's sort of like, but it's not through GoFundMe. It's like through personal, like, you know, defamation, like, you know.
To help with the fees and
exactly.
Fees.
Yeah, because he's got to hire a lawyer, and, you know, in this civil case, you know, what John probably is going to do is just going to go for deferments, and try and whittle out some money so that it gets to the point where FriendlyJordies has no money and he can't afford to keep the lawyer on.
Yeah.
So then Jordies has to defend for himself.
Yeah. So in other words, he's going to make... It's just another corrupt politician making sure no one
basically
has a chance
he's using like I tweeted about it, and I turned around and said to him, because he's an Italian, right?
Yep.
So I'm thinking to myself, oh, you know what will be funny? So his actual first name is Giovanni.
Yep.
So I've put in Giovanni bracket or quotation John as his first name is, and I put him as Mussolini because that's what he is. He's a fucking dictator. He's acting like a dictator, silencing dissenters.
I wouldn't say so much Mussolini.
But he's Italian. That's why I went.
Oh yeah, the Italian one. Yeah, that's why you went that. Because I was thinking, what was that old Russian one that's like slaughtered?
Oh, Stalin.
No, before him. It starts with an R.
Oh no, it's you're talking about
Rasputin.
No, Rasputin was the monk.
We're
talking about Lenin.
Right.
Yeah, we're talking about Lenin. No, I'm talking like I went for the Italian heritage.
That's understandable.
Yeah, because I remember when I talked to you about it, like, you know, how he was making fun of him because of his, like, you know, because of his Italian heritage and all that, being a wog and all that kind of stuff. You know what's actually really funny? FriendlyJordies is I believe he's Serbian, half Serbian, or he's from his parents or his father or someone is from the former Yugoslavian territory. You know, so you know what that makes that funny? He's actually half wog himself. So a wog calling a wog, and he's getting fucking butthurt about it.
All the Italian friends I used to have and all that, they called themselves wogs.
Yeah, everyone
and they like, I'd turn around, like, I'd say things that I'd probably YouTube would probably give me shit over, but they would laugh and just call me a bloody bogan.
Yeah,
similar thing.
Pretty much. So I think I'm going to leave it there. But like I said, like I'm going to link both the video and the money or the fundraiser account or the site. You know, go there. You know, follow. You know, watch his videos. Follow him on Twitter. You know, anywhere, any social medias and all that, and tweet this out. You know, share it all to your friends and all that kind of stuff. And if you can, whether it's like $50, $1, anything like. Any money that goes towards this is not going into his pocket. This money is going into, his legal defense. And then if there's any money that's left over, because I know FriendlyJordies, well, I don't know him personally, but I know him really well.
He's his content very well.
Yeah. Well, it's not his content, but I know his personality. And he will donate this to an Australian national animal creature fundraisers for animals that are affected by the bushfires.
Yeah, just please not PETA, please not PETA.
No, it won't be PETA. It's it's actually legit organizations.
Yeah.
So again, please help him out basically because if he loses this just sets precedent, and John Barilaro will fucking reign with an iron fist, in my opinion.
And to end that topic, I would just like to end with, fuck you, my good sir, fuck you to the moon.
Fuck you, John Barilaro.
And
in my opinion.
In a way, I just quoted Isaac Butterfield.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, so, sort of going back onto it, all the big, Isaac's talked about it, Neil Cole Hackers talked about it, Count Dankula freaking in Scotland is...
Yeah.
Everyone was talking about it, man. So this is just fuck.
Yeah, because it's an attack on it's an attack on journalists.
It's not free. Yes,
no, not. That's why I stopped myself before I said free speech. It's attack on journalism. It's attack on independent journalism.
Exactly.
Well, there's that out of the way.
Exactly. So I've got
that'd been stirring you up something shocking, I'm guessing.
Oh, for the last couple of days, ever since I watched that video, and I watched it again today. Oh man,
it's like he was constipated.
Oh, blood was boiling, man. All right, is there anything you want to talk about?
That's the only bad thing is because of the last week and a half I haven't really had any chance to really look at news and things like that.
Yeah.
Lately, and that kills me. I'm hoping to get back into a normal schedule soon. If so, awesome.
Yeah.
Because that way I can actually start doing a lot more research, and I've done little things when I'm listening to podcasts and all that while we're doing our thing.
Yeah.
It's more like background noise because obviously I'm focusing on work. It's just something to help the time tick over.
Yeah.
Some things sink in, some things don't. So unfortunately, I'm shit out of luck on this one.
Oh, you really got nothing?
Not really, no. And that's what sucks is because I'm so far behind in the loop because, yeah, I need to catch up so hard.
Yeah.
So hard. I am in a shit way with that. I am so sorry.
That's not your fault, man. Well, I guess, we can talk about what we were talking about a little bit earlier on, which was a little bit about E3. Obviously, no one gives a fuck about E3, but mainly we're talking about the announcements and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, if I go back about 3 or 4 years, E3 was a big thing. Now, pretty much the only people to really go to E3 is Microsoft.
Yeah, because Sony doesn't do it anymore.
Sony has their days of play and all the things they do.
Yeah.
Throughout the year, Nintendo has their Nintendo Directs and all that.
Yeah.
Only thing hasn't been released, hasn't been any gameplay trailer, but it's been released that they're working on Dragon Quest 12.
Oh yeah, Dragon 12,
which I'm very happy about.
Yeah,
Dragon Quest fan. The new Square Enix game that's meant to be like a thing. Prequel to Final Fantasy 1 has gone full fucking meme, all shit.
How so?
Have you not seen it? They're everywhere.
No. Actually, surprisingly, no.
It's the main character just running around saying, "Where is chaos?"
No.
Yeah. It's the idea is to go destroy chaos is corrupting everything and is just destroying it and thus they're just memeing the shit out of it.
Surprisingly, I've actually avoided that, but I think I need to have a look at that to see what all the fuss is
some
about.
of the shit is funny as hell. You know the American bloke that did all the Kingdom Hearts ones?
I think so, yeah.
Like I think I showed you one once where it was like Sora running to Mickey to get into Kingdom Hearts, and Sephiroth came by and just smacked him out.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
It's that bloke.
Yeah.
He's done it, and on his back he had a whole ironing board as the bloke's sword, and it's like, where is chaos?
Yeah. Well, from what I've seen from E3, of the very limited stuff I've seen, because I don't give a shit.
Yeah, E3 has become a joke.
Yeah, like there's Battlefield 2042, which is just,
looks good.
Yeah, they've just the announcement trailer sort of embraced the meme of Battlefield, because obviously there's a lot of references from very popular videos.
Yeah,
like obviously the big one that everyone was talking about was in the trailer, the guy's getting chased by another jet in a jet. He jumps out of the thing, blows it up with rocket launcher, and then goes back into it, referring to that video of where the guy does the exact same thing.
Yeah, and trust, like I haven't done that, but I have ejected out of a jet just before mine blew up the guy that blew me up.
Yeah.
But I didn't get back in it.
Yeah.
I fell to the fucking ground, and thank Christ I had a parachute.
Yeah. I think you automatically get parachutes from, yeah. What else? And then...
Okay, should I say more, I'm lucky that I didn't hit the fucking chopper on the way down.
Yeah, that's true. For the one that I saw, the Starfleet trailer, obviously it's just, a pre-rendered, video using in-game footage. I mean, anything that Todd Howard has...
in-game footage.
Yeah, which I was about to say, because knowing Bethesda and Todd Howard, it's just like...
It's gonna be a buggy mess.
Graphical downgrades, buggy mess, it's gonna be like a 100 gig day one patch.
Yeah, I mean, look at Skyrim, even after years and all the remasters and all that, you want to know the worst thing about it?
Yeah.
You play too much of it, it makes your console lag like a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
It lags out so hard. That's one thing they've never been able to fix, because it's like constantly adding to the size of the save file, adding more, whereas there is ways to recycle that.
Yeah. What else? The freaking... Oh, like I was telling you earlier today, the bloody Avatar Frontiers of Pandora.
I'll wait until I'm going to wait until gameplay footage that...
I don't misconstrue all like my reaction to that. My reaction was, when I first looked at it, was, oh, so Jane Cameron has finally is going to release, Avatar 2. That was my legitimate thought. And I'm looking at it going, all right, the CG looks all right. Then watching it more, I was like, oh, it's a game. That's what I was like, oh, no, it's a game? And I was like, oh, fuck.
Like I said, the only thing I've really heard about right now is that it's the Avatar game we should have gotten in the first place.
Probably, but I don't know. When it comes with E3, I tend to hold my breath a lot, because,
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't... I like it, like, how like... It's E3, man. Like, no one cares. It's what it used to be, where it was actually showing.
Like most of the bullshit now, and this is one thing that's really pissing me off. Most of the bullshit now is all fucking mobile games.
Of course, because a mobile's it's with you at all times.
Yeah, but here's the thing: it's like, E3 is not really for mobile games. E3 is for our big ones that everyone's looking forward to, big console and computer.
Well, because
like our main entertainment systems, not something that we have to buy a fucking external battery for just to play half of these fucking games for being out 5 hours.
Well, if we're looking at like E3, that was like 5 to 6 years ago, where a lot of like developers and all that would actually go up on stage, they talk about the game, and then they would actually show proper gameplay. They would sit there and play it and all that kind of stuff. E3 has just over time devolved into, just big ads. That's all it is. It's just an ad now. Let's
face it. The only memorable thing over the past 3 years for the E3s is, let's face it, the Cyberpunk one. That's the only thing that's really memorable for the past 3 years of E3.
Yeah, what with the whole breathtaking. Yeah, the fact that like, how sad is that? The fact that, like, the most rememberable moment of any E3, like you said, in the last 3 years, was something that had nothing to do with an actual game, but more of a meme.
Yeah. Well, it became a meme.
But that's what I mean. It had nothing to do with the actual game. It was just, someone, him turning Keanu turning around and saying, "Oh, thank you. This is this is breathtaking." Someone going, "Hey, no, you're breathtaking." And no,
nah, like with me, the biggest thing was, like just everyone's reaction when he came out.
Yeah,
because it's like, yeah, okay, I'm in the game.
Yeah,
and that was the biggest moment in the past 3 years for E3.
And then that's what I mean. So it's either it's big ads with something, or it's just turning into memes.
Yeah,
because I told you, which I was surprised that you didn't know about, the fact that Microsoft is embracing the meme of the Xbox fridge.
Xbox fridge, yeah.
The fact that I looked into it and I was like, nah, this has to be an actual joke. No, I think it's actually legit.
It wouldn't surprise me.
That's what it's just like. Come on,
they're trying to give in to everything all at once, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. But I mean, well, Microsoft now has become a powerhouse with the purchase of ZeniMax Media, which has everything underneath it, which was Bethesda and that. So they've become a major player, basically.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one. That's why I was turning around and say, thank fuck I've got a gaming PC.
Yeah. But because with the PlayStation, because effectively, like I was talking to you about when the acquisition was first announced, was Microsoft now has an edge over Sony with basically locking out a lot of their major releases from PlayStation. And
I know there's going to be all the games that were previously announced coming to PlayStation 4 and 5 are still coming to PS4 and 5.
Oh, because that's contracts and that.
But after that, no more. So probably the last Bethesda game we're going to actually have released
is Starfield
on PS4 or 5.
Oh, I would, yeah.
I think I think it might be Elden Ring.
Oh, so Elden Ring. So a game that whatever.
Nah, but you got to think Elden Ring's still early. Like there's been just little snippets of it here and there, but it's nothing really big. But
that's why I went for, because if it's nothing if it's not going to be like this massive AAA release that will. That a lot of consoles will need in that. The fact that it's like
I say though, look at Sony's lineup for the next year and they're good.
Yeah, well, the fact that Sony launched with a massive with all these launch titles, and then you had Xbox come in with one or two, and one of them was for Forza Horizon.
Forza Horizon. Because one of their launch titles was going to be a Halo, but that got pushed back.
That's what I mean. So your major, the major draw to bloody...
I will say it makes me sad that God of War's been pushed back till 22.
Yeah.
But that's understandable. They've got a lot to live up to.
That's what I mean. And for me as well, obviously when a game gets pushed back more than 3 times, that's when I'm like, there's some issues. And that's what
Whereas this one's only, Ragnarok's only been pushed back once.
That's what I mean. So it's still got a little bit before you have to start worrying and that.
Yeah.
And
let's face it, Santa Monica Studios has not disappointed so
Not
far.
yet. There's always the yet. You can't, who would have thought Naughty Dog would have, produced a bad game? And then look at Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So that's what I mean. So
still haven't brought myself to play that.
I know, you still haven't. You've got
I still haven't brought myself to do it.
I shit you not. He hasn't actually even opened it from the cellophane wrap. It's still in the wrap. He has not touched it. And it pisses me off.
Keep in mind, I bought it, a week after release?
Yeah, you bought it a couple of days after release.
Yeah, and I just can't bring myself to play it. I've seen so much, I've read so much, I've got so many opinions, and all the bullshit surrounding the Game Awards and that game just put me right off.
Yeah. I think you still have to bring yourself to play it, because...
I'll do that after I've done the Yakuza series.
Yeah, that's what I know, because the whole idea of don't judge a book by its cover, but when it comes with us, it's sort of he judges more based by the cover than the actual contents of the game itself.
Not so much by the cover. It's more I look at a massive amount of opinions and I make my judgment based on that.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's movies. I can judge a movie by either the poster.
No, it's you with fucking shows. My fucking God.
Shows and movies.
Yeah, but movies are one big sit-in, whereas you can remember, Your little special skill. Watch 3 episodes of something and you can pretty much guess the entire fucking plot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my record, it was 1 episode.
Which one was that for?
Guilty Crown.
Yeah.
I predicted the ending. That one came, like in baseball, like straight in, like, for a strike. I looked at it and went...
Fastball special.
Exactly. I just went, oh, yep, I know how this is going to end. I was about 95% correct. Yeah, but, yeah... Because there's always, that for people, it's sort of like the 3-episode analysis where you watch an anime series or a TV series and you're like, all right, okay, no, I'll enjoy this, or like, no, I'll give this one a bit of a pass and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, I got a quick question for you then.
Yeah.
What's the TV series? Well, we'll do 2 questions.
Yeah.
Both of them are basically the same thing. One's involving a movie and one's involving a show. With both things, what are the ones that gave you the biggest surprise that you never saw the twist coming?
Oh, shit, okay.
Good question, eh?
TV. Well, that's the thing, because I don't really watch that much TV series.
But
yeah.
we both know what you watch, the same thing as me. I'm including that.
Yeah. The one that gave me... For TV series, I can't say, but I think with movies...
The biggest reveal moment that gave you a nice big kick in the balls.
Oh, God. You might have to fill some air because I don't want to do dead air. I need to think about it. So just do a little bit of talking and I'll think about it.
His little mind is ticking over.
Yeah, because you put me right on the spot and I'm trying to like...
you got to admit, it is a bloody good question.
It is a good question because there's not really many movies that have have given me a full twist because a lot of them are very sort of generic endings or I predict them, but that's how few and far in between it actually happens. And I think that is a tough... I honestly can't...
We'll come back to that.
Yeah, we'll come back to that, yeah.
Let the mice let the hamster run it in its wheel a little bit.
But yeah, so within 3 episodes of anime series especially, because a lot of them always have to follow certain plot lines and that.
I've already figured out the movie that was mine.
Which was?
The original Saw.
Oh, that was a good ending. No one, I wouldn't say...
My friend Blake, he did see it.
Yeah.
He saw it coming. About halfway through the movie, he turned around and said, I bet you it's the fucking guy in the middle of the floor.
Yeah. Well, yeah, for you, yeah.
I was like, nah. Look, he's got a bullet hole in his fucking head.
Yeah.
Arsehole was right.
Yeah. I think there was a movie some time ago that I watched that was
If you listen close, you can
shut up.
Hamster.
Oh, I honestly can't think of one because you put me right on the spot. But I'm a massive critic when it comes with movies and all that because I really like to just analyze.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes you're too much of a critic. Sometimes you're so much of a critic you forget to actually just sit down, shut up, and enjoy the goddamn film. But here's the thing. That's one thing that you need to learn to do. When you watch a film for the first time, sit down, shut up, and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Second time, okay, now you can criticize it. Because that way I don't have to be worried about seeing you fucking squirm. And it's like, do I need to fucking pause this and punch you in the fucking face?
Well, that will always happen with me. That's the problem. Because I'm just because I've always, why I'm so critical is because I've been spoiled by such great movies.
Yes, but at the same time, when we last saw a movie at the cinema, I wanted to just go crunch because
that was the end.
Corner of the out of my eye, I kept on seeing you squirm through the whole fucking thing whenever something made you go. It made me want to just knock you the fuck out.
Yeah. Well, that's just who I am, unfortunately. It's just because I've got to sit there and...
don't worry. I still love you, but I still want to hit you.
Yeah. Yeah, because, like I said, I've been spoiled, would say, just by great movies, mainly a lot of Stanley Kubrick films and all that kind of stuff.
That's because as much of an arsehole as he was, he did do good films.
Yeah, and then obviously, not only, Kubrick, but also John Carpenter.
Again, brilliant films.
Exactly, and just a lot of like classics, you know, that the structure was very well done. So like Fight Club was a really good one.
Ooh, yeah.
That's what I meant. Yeah. So like
that was another kicker.
12 Angry Men, which is a really good one. What was the
original 12 Monkeys?
12 Monkeys, yep. What was the What was the one with Kevin Spacey with the twist ending at the end? Like the
7?
No, the other one where that's the police
Usual
line.
Suspects?
Usual Suspects.
Yep.
That's what I mean. So there's all these like, you know.
Do you know a nice little fact about Usual Suspects? You know in the lineup how all of them are...
Yeah, you know, you can find out, like, if you were paying attention, you knew that Kevin Spacey was...
when they were doing the lineup, you know why the guys were fidgeting and all that? Our big man in the middle had let off one fucking killer of a fart.
Oh, okay. There was
making them half of them dry reach.
Yeah, there was actually, funny enough, I think, well, then I'm talking about a different scene where there's an actual scene, I think it's in the holding cell where, like, the 4 other men are, like, you know, pacing around and that, and he's the only one, like sleeping. So, and apparently, you know, there was something to do with him sleeping that sort of gave off that, you know, he'd done the crime.
Okay.
There's like a little so there's like little like snippets of like, hey, this is the, you know, Kevin Spacey, you know, did it before he came out as gay after, you know, accusations were, you know, made about him having sex with a 13-year-old or with underage boys. And like, I can't fault bloody Kevin Spacey with the best defense ever. Kevin Spacey, what do you have to say about the claims that you've you know, had sex with, you know, people under the age of 18? Yeah, I'm gay. Well, congratulations, but that didn't answer our question. No, don't worry, I'm gay. A legend in my book, but still a scumbag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then bringing on to the topic of, weirdly enough, this is going into that direction. Roman Polanski. Who made, like, if you...
Yeah, you know what my brain's like, it needs a little bit of a kickstart.
Yeah, so, like, I'll say, like, his most notable film, which is The Pianist.
Yeah.
There we go. You know, he was, because I think he was accused of, like, you know, rape and all that kind of stuff, I think, back in, like, some years before, you know, before The Pianist and all that. And, you know, he fled to France, and how he's lived in basically, you know... Oh, he's basically lived in exile from America because if he knows he goes back, he has to go to trial and that. So and that's a lot with like other, like, you know, movie directors or TV, any kind of artists or that. Does their crimes take away what they've done from the films? Does it ruin the film? Because
that's where it's like a 50-50 here. Like, yep, okay, the person did the crimes. It does... With me, it shouldn't lessen something if that, like, how many artists were fucking psychotic?
Yeah.
Are we going to say their art's shit because they were crazy, or are we saying that the art's good because they were crazy?
Well, that's when you sort of go into, like, you know, Vincent van Gogh sort of thing where, you know...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the issue. It's like, here's the thing. Just because a person, like... If that person committed a crime, yep, okay, fine. Whatever they've done, whatever's still making money, they don't earn proceeds from it. But that piece of work is still in the world.
Yeah.
It was still critically acclaimed. It was still recognized.
Well, it won you know, well, especially with The Pianist, it won, you know, the best film from the Oscars.
There you go.
But yeah, so because that's like one of the issues that is, you know, especially within Hollywood now these days, is that, like, you know, past crimes or, you know, people, you know,
who commit crimes, everything before that moment, is now null and void.
Exactly. So
which is bullshit.
So yeah, so it kind of takes away from the actual piece of art.
Simple fact is, like, yes, people do stupid things and. Let's say,
well, I wouldn't really say
fucked up things.
That's what I'm saying, because I wouldn't really say, you know, rape is a stupid thing. But what
no, it's still a very fucking stupid thing because they should be castrated.
Yeah. Yeah, because obviously Hollywood is ripe with bloody sexual assault and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, look at Harvey Weinstein, who used his power over females to sexually assault them, to promise them to get these roles in movies and all that kind of stuff. Because what was it?
Hollywood's corrupt. Full stop.
Yeah.
Josh Whedon right now is still pretty.
Because he cheated on his wife, didn't he?
I'm not pretty sure only that. He's also from like Gal Gadot, fucking the guy that plays Cyborg. Everyone from his version of Dawn of Justice coming out and say, yeah, he's a right royal piece of shit.
Well, the fact that, like, with the Josh Whedon cut, as I put in quotations and all that kind of stuff, the guy who played Cyborg was actually very happy with the final cut for one reason only. He had less screen time.
No, he actually preferred Snyder Cut because it actually delved into his character more.
Yeah, that's why he didn't. But he liked Snyder. But he also liked Whedon's cut because he didn't like his character in the.
Because there was no real explaining who his character was, whereas at least Snyder fucking. Yeah. Like, this is who and what Cyborg is.
That's true, but like my opinion on bloody Snyder, he's a hack. He's a massive hack.
Yeah, we still haven't seen the Snyder Cut.
But because he's only ever really done one good film, which was Dawn of Justice. No, Dawn of the Dead, was it? Or Day of the Dead?
One of the two.
Yeah, whatever it was his debut of film film directing. And there was like this Day of the Dead or Dawn of the Dead, which was
at the same time, look at Eli Roth as well. His starting ones were fucking brilliant. Now he's barely done anything.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, what I'm getting at is, you had Zack Snyder who directs, Dawn of the Dead, great film. Everything else has started to fall off because, like, his next big hit was, Watchmen, and everyone just laughed at Watchmen. And then he had 300, which was like, yeah, it's all right.
No, but I thoroughly enjoyed 300.
Yeah, but but then the sort of the colors, the graying of the colors, and also sort of a lot of stuff. I still like it for the action, but a lot of it's just still bad. And then he's because all his films have all been like already established bloody
media
and all that kind of, because there was the Guardians or whatever, which was the Owl one, which he directed, which is the animated feature.
Oh yeah,
that was apparently meant to be a franchise, and it was already a book series. Well, before that, flopped on that one. Then he decided, and that's when he got around to directing his own original piece. And guess what that was? Sucker Punch.
Yeah, that movie had one hell of a twist to it as well.
Yeah, but it was still a terrible movie.
Yeah, it's a B grade. He's good at B grade films,
and that's where he should stick. Yeah. He should be no higher than B grade.
He should make B grade films, because even B grade films can become massive.
Yeah,
but stick to what you're good at instead of what you're good at.
Unfortunately, that's not a lot for Zach.
That's not a lot for most of fucking Hollywood. Let's be honest.
There's very few directors out there these days that are really still up to the standards.
Yeah, most of them have become either soft or fucking stupid or arrogant.
Yeah.
Arrogance is the biggest killer.
Hey, don't knock the people who direct Fast and Furious series. That shit is mint.
Don't get me fucking started on that.
Fucking. When is that series really gonna die? When is it gonna die, man?
When Vin Diesel does.
Well, look what they did with bloody who's the guy who died, and then they had to
in Tokyo Drift he died and then he came back.
No, that's Han. I'm talking about the actual real life guy who died in the car crash during
that's Paul.
Paul, yeah, and then he died during the filmmaking, so they had to
is it Paul?
It's someone Paul.
No,
Paul Walker.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's. So he died during the making, so they had to deep fake him in the fucking rest of it.
Yeah, the rest of it using his brother.
And you could see the deep fake, man. Like I remember people looking at it going, "Oh my god, that looks amazing. It looks like he's still there." I'm like, dude, it looks he looks fucked.
Yeah, they could have done so much better. I would have dropped easy. Like, if I was that person, was like, to make this as accurate as possible, drop a fucking few $100K to get that shit right.
No, what I would have done is been directing the film, then all of a sudden, Paul Walker's died. All right, real quickly, I will fucking, deep fake him in, but, like, have him die in the bloody movie somewhere, like, real early next on.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, now that gives you more of a cause to keep him going, basically. He's like, my brother died for family. Like, okay, then just calm down. That's not the script. Family.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
I don't think I've seen any of the Fast and Furious films since the fourth one.
My last one was the fifth one.
Yeah, I'm not even bothering.
Yeah. That's me in general.
Hey, one group of people that will always watch it, China.
Who? Oh, yes. Yeah, with that one we've already established back in episode 3, actually, Chinese simp.
Yeah, we talked about Cena, didn't we?
Yeah, we've already talked. That was like, fresh off the conveyor belt.
Yeah, you got to remember, like, I don't...
Yeah, I know. Speaking about, like, missed content and all that kind of stuff, I think even though we're about a week and a half behind, we have to talk about the bloody boxing event. Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, I haven't even watched it. I've just seen a whole lot of bullshit.
So I paid the money to watch it.
He wasted his money to watch it.
There was only one good fight on that card. That was how sad it was. So we had the starting fight, which was a 4-round exhibition between some guy that I don't really fucking know and some, like, ex-NFL, player.
Not Hall.
No. This is, like, the first fight.
Oh, fuck.
That's why. So it's an exhibition fight, goes 4 rounds, etc., etc. The second fight went all 10 rounds and went into a split decision. And that fight was actually really good because it was a real technical fight and you knew that this was a legit fight. This went on people's records and it was a very it was not so much a slugfest, but you knew, like, these guys could box because one was like a former WBO, like, lightweight champion. He's had, like, 30 plus fights and all that. And then his challenger was like nearly 15 to 20 fights into his career and still going. So that was a really interesting fight. And then we had the third fight, which was a heavyweight fight or whatever. And it ended in a fucking disqualification, I think. It ended in a knockout because the first round went 10...
Watch Bo talking about Logan versus Mayweather and he just gets distracted and just rants on.
I'm building up to it. That's the idea.
5, 10, 15 minutes later.
All right, fuck you. Fine then. We'll talk about... Okay, so the actual fight... Oh... It was a shit show. So...
That was a given.
Yeah. So it was just a poor fight where, Mayweather did Mayweather, just duck weave and all that kind of stuff.
Duck weave, turn your back.
And, just punch, and he punches with the power of being hit by a feather. So nothing was happening. And Logan was just, trying to land a punch. And, and I think at the end, like, Mayweather had a 40% hit percentage.
Yep.
And Logan had about 12%. And by the end of the second round, going into the third round, it was Logan was gassed. He was done because the rest of the fight was just them
clinching.
Well, it wasn't so much Mayweather clinching; it was Logan just tying it up. And what sucked even more, because this wasn't even going on the official record, because this was another exhibition. So there was no one scoring it. The only person who could stop it was the ref. So not even a towel throw-in could have stopped it. So you had to get knocked out, basically.
Yep.
It was no knockout. It went full 8 rounds and all that kind of stuff. And so what was so fucked up about it was obviously, I think it was estimated like Mayweather walked out with about $50 to $100 million. Logan, I think he walked out with like $250,000, but he got 10% of the box office money.
Okay.
So Logan walked out with a couple tens of millions already just there.
Yeah.
Because in Australian dollars, it's about $65, give or take, give some cents in that. And obviously, we go by the American metric, it was $50. So $5 a pop that he was getting. And he got massive pay-per-view views. And there was also, because I remember there was another podcast that I listened to that one of the patrons actually, because he lives in Florida, so he actually went to the actual event with a couple of his mates. And the bleacher seats, like the furthest you can go back, I think they were about $1,800 a pop for a seat.
Fucking Christ.
And to get ringside was like close to $60,000 to $100,000 to get ringside.
Yeah, overpriced much.
Yeah, to go what? Yeah, so you're paying so if you went to bleacher seats to pay $1,800 to go watch fucking Logan Paul versus Mayweather, you got fucking robbed.
Yeah.
Well, even I paid fucking $65 and I felt like I got robbed.
Yeah, I could have told you that.
I knew for a fact it was going to be terrible, but a bit of me was like, please have Logan get knocked out. I just want him knocked out. Obviously, that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, but look, like I said in the last one, both of them are fuckwits.
Of course they are. So
both of them are pieces of shit,
yeah.
And that's what I will stick with our stance for quite some time.
So there's one of two things that can come from this, basically. Number one, they have a rematch.
And actually do an actual fucking fight for once.
No, it'll be an exhibition again. Because it wouldn't get sanctioned anyway, because Logan will come in at 20 to 30 pounds over Mayweather.
Right, yeah.
Because Mayweather came into it at 155 pounds. Logan came at it at 188 to 190 pounds.
Right.
So one of three things would have to happen. Mayweather have to put on the weight. Logan would
have to
cut, or they fucking meet in the middle.
No, either way, they would have to meet in the middle.
Exactly. So that's not going to happen.
No.
So it will be another exhibition, and it'll be another 100 million to
50 to 100 million for
Mayweather, and whatever for Logan. And the other one, I heard there might be Women's in the Year, shut up. That there could be a Logan versus Mike Tyson, because then that could guarantee.
Oh please, yeah, that will guarantee a Logan Paul's going to be unconscious.
No, that could happen, but
will guarantee that Logan Paul's going to get knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, I reckon so, because at least, even though Mike Tyson here, he's nearly 50 or something.
Yeah, fucker's still in shape.
Still in shape, but he's also got a lot of muscle memory as well when it comes with boxing. Logan, he does not look like he knows what the fuck he's doing. Like the whole build up.
I watched his fucking thing of on the fucking bag.
Yeah.
A little video, and it's did he tip a bottle of water over his head before they started filming?
That's what
because you do sweat a bit, but you don't get if you're going to bag, he's just bang,
I don't
bang, bang, and it's just melting.
Actually, to be fair, after the first round, he will look like he was sweaty as fuck after the first round.
The son of a bitch needs to work on his cardio.
Yeah.
Because, let's see. What is a lot of boxing besides from being able to take a hit? Fucking cardio.
Well, the fact that, it's, what's 8 times 3, which is 24?
Yes.
That's 24 minutes. And you get, about 30 seconds to 45 seconds in between?
Mate, I've been out of the ring for years.
But I'm going back.
I jumped into a sparring session. It was 3 5-minute rounds. I'm unfit like shit now.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you, after that first 5 minutes, it was just so intense. It was I was fucking gassed after that first one.
Yeah, well, rounds are 3 minutes, and they had about 30 seconds to 45 seconds for in the corner.
Yeah, it's mate, if you're getting gassed out of after a first round, you don't belong in a ring.
I'd say I give him at least 2 rounds before he was gassed. But what was even worse as well, I'd say for Logan, was he tried to put on such a bravado. You know, he tried to be like, you know, he was stronger basically. Because Mayweather would go to the corner, he would sit down. You know, they ice him up, they give him water. Coach give him like, you know, hey, keep doing what you're doing, or etc. etc. Logan, on the other hand, decides to stand and keep standing and, you know, drink water and that, and, you know, listen to God. But he wouldn't sit down.
Yeah, there's a reason why they do it. It's called being professional.
Yeah, but it also, because it does give you rest, because you're sitting down, you know, there's time to just.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now it's time. Logan, because he's standing up, he's tense because he knows
he's like go.
Exactly.
Go,
I'm gonna get ready.
Stop.
Yeah.
Like that comes down to in conditioning as well. Like as soon as you sit down in that corner, your body just goes. You train yourself your body just goes.
Yeah. Well, trust me, he had no conditioning after. Like I said, by the time he hit the third round, gassed.
Yeah.
He was fucked. But yeah, so I got robbed. Everyone who watched it got robbed. Everyone who paid to go to the actual arena to watch it got robbed.
And everyone that sponsored it and gave out the prize money also got robbed.
DraftKings, I think, sponsored. Because what was it? It was a minus 1,000 to Mayweather to win.
Minus
1,000. So you're basically getting like dollar to dollar. So you would have just got your money back. That was it.
Yeah.
Logan went in plus 600, plus 650.
So in other words, for every dollar, if he won, for every dollar you put on it, you'd earn $650 back.
I'd say I think you made like $6.50, or plus, or maybe some extra. I don't know how the minus and plus works.
Yeah,
but
I honestly don't understand how betting works.
But I think basically, neither do I. But I think the minus 1,000 is literally, you just get your money back. Like you don't win money.
That's a given.
Yeah, and I mean, coming in with someone who is literally, who is considered the greatest boxer of all time, whether you like him or not, he's, a 50-0 record, proves it.
51-0.
I know. But that's what I mean. It's sort of like, and then you're having, Logan Paul, who was 0-1. And like we explained, a couple of weeks back, freaking fought another. Because,
if we've already explained it, don't go into it.
Well, yeah. Well, the one thing, this also shows
anyone that's watching this would have already watched number 3.
Well,
Hi, Brett.
Yeah, hey, Brett. Shout out to Brett.
Okay, so we can there's going to be a little bit of a cut here. I'd say just put the standard drink suffered technical issues as a little banner.
Yeah,
I'll between them.
Yeah, I'll just do like a little issue, thing. Even put up hey, video not working, just audio only moments.
Yeah, simple fact is, for some reason, the camera decided to stop recording and the program decided to freeze.
Yeah, I think the audio wasn't that, it was still recording. It's just no video. But I'll look at the footage afterwards anyway.
Yeah, you do so much. I do so little. I just sit here, drink and chat.
Pretty much.
And give you ideas every now and then.
Well, yeah, just real quickly. Yeah, so the death of this shows that boxing's dying. Because
boxing, so many sports, so many of the fighting sports are starting to go down in viewership, but that's because MMA is taking it.
That's what I was about to say. When it comes with boxing and kickboxing, whatever. But because especially with the UFC, it's just up and up and up. Because
I will say, I will always, if I can, watch a Muay Thai fight.
Muay Thai is crazy.
Yeah, I will always watch a Muay Thai fight. No way would I say that. Problem is, it's not mainstream.
Yeah.
It's not mainstream enough. Those bastards are brutal as hell, and it is awesome.
Yeah.
Not the little ones where you see in the ring. I'm talking about not main telecast competition. No, I'm talking about the proper ones you fucking see.
Yeah.
You can see. And it's two people beating the shit out of each other until one person stops standing.
Yeah. They actually do a lot of conditioning on their shins because a lot of it's kicks.
Oh, I've already researched that, and it's not just shins.
Yeah, but a lot of it is their shins, though.
Yeah, a lot of it is the shins, but it's not just shins. They do the exact same thing they do with their shins to most of their body parts.
Yep. And which is basically just repeatedly kicking the shit out of a fucking tree.
Or for the more medical reason is causing very minute microfractures in their bone to the point that the bone re-heals twice as dense and get denser and denser and denser every time they do it.
So, like I said, kick the shit out of a tree.
And constantly break their bones just minutely.
Yeah, I'm about to say, like, so they get, like, so they just fracture their bones so they get tougher over time.
It's just massive micro fractures, so when it heals, it just heals denser.
Yeah.
That's why, like, a Muay Thai fighter's shin's basically like getting hit by an iron pole.
That's what I say. So if someone turns around and goes, "Oh, let's fight," and it's like, "All right, I'm just letting you fight Muay Thai." I'm like, "All right, I'm done." Just walk away, just like, "Yep."
And like, they do it. They do it with their elbows, with their hands, elbows, head, obviously not, but knees, feet, shins.
Yeah. Yeah, because they don't want to become. Yeah, they don't want to get, like, become special ed. Basically, they don't want to become like.
They do. They get enough head trauma as it is.
Yeah, but so they don't want to become like Rocky in Rocky 5, where they basically class him as like mentally retarded at that point in that movie.
Yeah, like but yeah, Muay Thai fighters are fucking crazy. I love them.
Yeah. Just be careful if one of them starts shouting Adrian in the ring, then he's got some head trauma.
Yeah, but a lot of their strikes are obviously not allowed to do in the UFC.
Yeah, no.
Like, they're in the UFC, you're not allowed to jump up above someone and bring your elbow directly on top of their skull.
12 to 6, yeah, you can't do 12 to 6s.
Yeah, proper like Muay Thai fights not televised.
Yeah,
or like proper Muay Thai, not the strict competition rules. Where honestly it holds fighters back.
Yeah.
I know why they have the rules, but at the same time, if you want to see someone at the peak of their experience, the rules sort of make it so they can't show them what they're fully capable of.
Yeah, I guess, but it also is a lot of safety as well to it as well. But then there's always that argument about, like, especially with, like, knees to down opponents of like 12 to 6, because even though, especially like the best example is 12 to 6, where you can't strike someone, directly down, but there's no rule against you doing that.
Yeah, and let's face it,
and that's just as damaging.
An elbow to the jaw is worse than a fist.
Yeah. So
but even then, there's also strict regulations in UFC about using the elbow on the face.
No. It's just 12 to 6.
Oh, just straight down.
Straight down. You can, if you,
No, they can do it. I've seen them doing it on the back though.
No, because 12 to 6 is literally, it goes up and down. But if it comes in like, that's legal.
Oh, yeah. It's just straight up now.
Yeah, it has to be more or less than 180 degrees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you throw a elbow at 100 and
so in other words, I can do that and just go bang bang.
Yeah, that would be
as long as my arm's not straight down.
As long as
tilt it 45 degrees angles towards me and bring it down.
Yep, that's legal.
And guess what? That's still almost as much force.
Exactly. But but obviously there's obviously I think because there was a lot of workarounds that they had to do. Yeah. Obviously because a lot of commissions and mainly state governments in USA have this is blood sport and all that, so they had to really refine it.
Go to Thailand, see real sport.
Exactly. So they but so they had to sort of obviously they got away with a lot of other kind of strikes, but they obviously the more vicious ones had to sort of ease up on. So obviously 12 to 6 elbows, knees to downed opponents, and strikes to the back of the head.
Oh, here's a question for you: have you actually seen a proper capoeira sparring?
Capoeira, no.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, capoeira is basically a dead martial art at this point.
No, it's still classed as a traditional martial art in South America.
Yeah, but it's virtually wiped out by Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, but capoeira is amazing to watch.
Yeah, I've only ever seen one fighter in the UFC use a kick from capoeira,
and that's the spinning.
Yeah, that was
jump, spin, and bring foot down. If I'm correct.
Something I can't remember, but it was basically some kind of spinning kick, which was a capoeira kick.
Yeah,
that was it. There was only ever one time, but I mean, capoeira, obviously, it's a really good in striking, but again, like, as soon as you get taken to the ground, you're done.
Yeah, because it's all about movement.
Exactly.
It's movement and just momentum.
Yeah. So if you get in the clinch, you get taken to the ground. Capoeira is virtually useless at that point. If you're finding who's only doing stand up, you might have a chance.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm.
Yeah, but also, capoeira is not made for very, very enclosed spaces.
That's what I'm. And when the octagon, it's only so many, feet from one end to the other end, and someone can close the distance within a second or two.
Yeah, like the octagon's this room just.
I would say bigger than this room, but it's
wide width-wise.
I'd still say bigger. It's still fairly big because there has to be
Lounge
enough.
room?
I would go from our end of the lounge room from where the window is to about maybe
the bench top.
No, bigger. To where
Sink?
Bigger.
No way.
Not to the wine rack. Yeah,
it's not sink. That's like 15 meters.
We'll look it up when we finish. But no, an octagon still has to be big enough so there's enough movement to go around.
Yeah.
But I think it has to be a couple meters, and I think it's about where the wine rack is. Maybe a little bit big on.
That's like 20 meters.
That's about 10 to 15.
Like from window to wine rack.
Probably. But again, we'll look it up. But then also as well, because a lot of different commissions have different size regs for rings as well.
Yeah.
So you get some that are smaller and some that are bigger.
Yeah.
So there's again, that depends on which athletic commission that you're referring to, basically.
Funny enough, do you want to know something?
Mm-hmm.
How's this? I found out one of the staff members at where I was.
Yeah.
Actually, blah, 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 represented Australia in karate at the Olympics.
Oh, no shit.
She's got 2 bronze medals.
Oh, bronze medals even. Damn. That's like no small thing.
I heard that and I just went, holy shit.
Yeah,
I just went, so much respect.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit. She won them when she was 19. She's now 38.
Damn. Hey, good on her.
Yeah, I say fucking good on her.
Yeah. Well, I think we're sort of getting to that point. So I think
I'm hungry.
Yeah, but we also get to that point in our tradition as well.
Want to know my secret though?
What?
I'm always hungry.
Yeah, that's true. But I think as in tradition, we should always finish off, something a little bit more relevant to us.
Bo's an idiot.
No, I was talking about security, but fuck you for that as well.
I love you too.
Yeah. So, any interesting stories or anything that you can think of off the top of your head in all the years?
Oh, no, mate.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And that's a while.
That's only been about 4 or 5 years. So
4 years, yeah.
4 years. So
besides from the fact I'm basically good mates now with a lot of people I've actually broken up from fights.
Yeah.
And
give us a story about that. One story from that.
Okay. One of the regulars at one of the things, funny enough, the reason why I thought of this is because I actually saw him where I was. He came in because he had his big job going on in Mount Martha.
Yeah.
So he came in, get supplies. So yeah, you'll see me a bit. I've got a massive job going on. So I said, bloody awesome, good to see you, mate. Da 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 da. And as I explained to the staff members, how do you know him? Da da da. I was like, yeah. About my first month or so in, there was a big 3-on-3 fight in front of one of our venues. I was the first guard to get involved in.
Yeah.
Him and 2 of his mates versus 3 other little shitheads. And I was the one that jumped right in the middle, ripped everyone apart before the other guards jumped in. Because we were all outside watching getting people move on, watching the crowd, waiting for them to move on, da 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 da. And then this kicked off, so I was like, I didn't think that they would take more than a second to get to me.
Yeah.
No, the other guards took a moment to fucking register before they actually ran to me. I jumped in the middle, started ripping them apart, got elbow in the ribs real hard thanks to that. That was bad. That gave me some breathing difficulty for a little bit. Yeah, he was one of the... thankfully, he's not the one that I elbowed, but he's one of the guys I had had pushed up against the wall saying, "What the fuck do you think you're doing?" The kid that elbowed me had his feet partially off the floor.
Fair enough.
This is like, what the hell do you think you're doing? And, well, as I say, is like, I don't put the fear of God into people. I put the fear of me. And when you're 6'5" and built like I am, it's not too hard.
Yeah, that's true. He's actually really tall. Like it's a bit deceiving, like looking at it in just on the camera, and it's like you can't really tell how tall he is, but he is a tall motherfucker. Yeah. You'll see one day if we ever do a live show or do a fan meetup.
And best of all is I find it so amusing. I'm 6'5", the missus is 5'6".
Yeah, like, oh, what are the chances? So
what can I say? I like small packages.
Yeah. So I'll tell you one of my stories actually that I have actually reminisced on this one a couple of days ago actually. Shit. So this was one.
Wait, do I know this one?
Probably or probably not. It has nothing to do with our company.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this was this is when I was working at the courts actually as a court security officer. Real fancy.
One day I'm going to tell a story about when I was a chef.
Oh yeah, we'll get around to that. Maybe next episode.
Yeah. I've got a lot of stories.
Yeah. So I was working at the courts in the city actually, of all places, one of the courts, and I've just
No, he wasn't a screw.
No. I just became a X-ray machine operator, and it was like within the first couple of days. Funny enough, so obviously you have a lot of people coming through, and you got to make sure you scan their bags, make sure there's like no dangerous goods that they bring in, and all that kind of stuff. So they really train you in on what to look for and make sure you can identify that kind of stuff.
I've done one of those courses.
Yeah. And when I did the test, I passed with flying colours. Like I basically got like a 98% hit rate.
Which is fucking good.
Yeah.
The average is like 85.
Yeah. And they turn around and they're like, "Oh, wow, you did really..." I'm like, "Yeah, I play fucking video games for a living. Like, what else? Like,
It's our hobby to find very small details in very big spaces.
So what it is basically is so as the machine goes and all that kind of stuff, you're looking at like objects and you're clearing it and all that kind of stuff. Well, it just continues until you stop. And every so often there's a false image on the machine, which you have to press a button to say that it's a false image, because it counts to stats at the end. Because if you start falling below a certain number, you have to get retested. So every couple of bags or something, or like every 10 to 15, a false image will show up. You press it, okay, you identified like a knife that was in the bag that wasn't actually there.
Yeah.
So it's a fake image, it gets rid of the image, then you can see the whole bag basically, clearly. So, and there's a lot of things you have to look out for, and a lot of stuff is really hard to see, especially glass. Glass is hard, ceramic is near impossible, plastic, whatever, metal's easy, and it's just a lot of other stuff. And I was on the machine one day, scanning, false image, yep, there we go. And then, the next person comes along, puts their bag into the thing, whoop, comes through. I stop the machine, I press the button for false image, because it's like, there's a credit card knife. And a credit card knife is one of the scariest fucking things you can ever see. Because it's literally the size of a credit card, that thin, folded out, it's a knife.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So it's literally just two pieces of plastic. Fold it. Oh, there's a knife there that you can stab people, which are illegal in Australia, so I don't even know how to... So I see this credit card knife in a bag, clear as day, and I just go on, beep. Oh, there is no false image in this bag. I just stop and go, and I turned to my supervisor, who was his name was Arthur. And I just go, Arthur? And he walks over to me and goes, "What's wrong, Bo?" He goes, and I just go, he goes, "Fuck." So we keep the bag in the machine, and luckily on site we have PSOs, which are protective service officer, which are basically security guards that couldn't make it as cops, became
false. A lot of the PSOs are actually people getting ready to go into police.
So
training.
it's training mode for police, basically. Yes. So we have PSOs on site, and so we contact the PSOs as quick. They come out and they just waddle in, just go, "What's up?" And I just go, "Look, there's a credit card knife." Fair enough. Get the bag. All right, here we go. Yep, here you go. Slap on the cuffs and go. They take the thing. They're like, "Do you want this?" Like for us, for our paperwork or for our property. And my supervisor goes, "No, what the fuck do I want with it? You take it."
It's fucking evidence, guys.
Yeah.
They have something highly illegal.
Yeah, so they just go, fair enough. Put it in the bag and just escort them off. Yeah, so that was one of the funniest / scariest days, because it's just like I thought I would never see, because they trained us on credit card knives, because we actually at the court they actually have a credit card knife ready, but it's for training, so that we can actually pick it up, we can look at it, we know what we're looking for, we can put it into the machine, we can actually see what it looks like in the machine.
So if I want to get anything past security, make a really sharp blade out of pure ceramic.
Make it out of ceramic. Oh, shit, I shouldn't even be saying this. No, I'm not. No. I'm gonna say this. Like, I've already gave it away. So, effectively, because ceramic is really hard to see.
But then again, so is plastic and glass.
Glass, not so much glass. If it's
thin enough and flat.
I wouldn't even say that.
Mate, I've had a piece of glass about that big stuck in my foot. An X-ray and a CT scan could not pick it up.
Yeah, but the thing is, X-rays actually, but they take images and all that. This actually takes it off, density sort of thing.
Yeah. Granted, the piece was about, say, a centimetre wide.
Yeah.
By about, I don't know, half a centimetre thick.
Yeah.
Centimetre long by half a centimetre wide. And it looked like it was a glass, like an actual drinking glass piece of glass, and I had it embedded in my foot long ways.
So if you really want to do something, let's say hypothetically,
no, we won't give them any
ideas. I will explain it to you after. Basically,
yeah, smart idea.
I'm not going to explain it to people, because then if this
let's face it. If we really wanted to, we could explain lots of highly illegal things just from our upbringing.
That is true. But
we'll leave it at the legal stuff and we'll end it there.
Yeah. So I'll do the outro actually, because
I do it. Yeah, did it last time, but fuck, I do it well.
Yeah. So
you need to work on your presentation voice.
No, I won't. No, I don't think I will.
And that's why he's the child of the house.
Exactly. So, again, thanks for tuning in to the Standard Drink podcast. We've,
podcast, YouTube video,
whatever,
Giggity.
Exactly. Fuck you. Now you're throwing me off, man. So please, do leave a comment under the video, leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We'll try to do this, once a week, every fortnight, even at the latest. Like, we tried to get as much out.
But we've been fucked thanks to lockdown.
Exactly. Yep. So, yeah, like I said, like, subscribe, notification bell.
All the usual shit.
Exactly. Because
he just does a really shit job at presenting it.
Exactly. Because the more people that subscribe, the more content that we're willing to do, because that shows that there's interest in it, basically.
And on top of that, more people that subscribe, we get big enough, we'd be able to get our platform out there a bit more. I'd actually start reaching out to a lot of contacts as well.
Exactly.
But we have to get to a certain size before I start that, personally.
Yeah. Again, I want to talk to you about that afterwards anyway.
Yeah.
All right. But again, thanks for tuning in, guys. And
hope you're not sick of us yet.
Not yet. They never will, mate. You know them. Our loyal fans will never get sick of us.
Hi, Brett. Hi, Jade.
All right. And as the saying goes, guys, what's the saying again, mate?
Everyone, stay tipsy.
Stay tipsy, guys.